Hello and welcome to this video that's going to show you how to install Java on your Mac that's going to be used to run the HYPATIA software for the ATLAS Masterclass. Now we're on the HYPATIA website, as you can see here, and if you have a look in the fine print, so I'm going to zoom in here a bit, it says that to run this program you have to have the Java Runtime Environment, or JRE, installed, and you need a version of 1.6 or newer. Now on Mac OS in the past, for operating systems that were 10.6 and below, so that's Lion or below, Apple's Java actually comes pre-installed. But for newer versions, that's 10.7 and above, we actually have to go and download it and install it ourselves. So most of you watching this video will very likely have a Mac operating system that is already higher than 10.7, because 10.7 was a few years ago. But the way you can check that is to go to the upper left-hand corner where you can see your Apple icon, click that, and then click About this Mac. And that'll open up this little window, and it'll say your operating system name. So for me, it's Catalina, and underneath the version. So the version of this operating system is 10.15.7, and 10.15 is obviously higher than 10.6, which means we'll need to install Java. Now, if you want to just absolutely double check, what you can do is open your system preferences and have a look for the Java Runtime Environment icon, which looks a bit like a coffee cup. And you can see that there's nothing in here that really looks like a coffee cup, and if we type something like Java, still nothing shows up. So it's fair to say we don't have this installed. So what we're going to do now then is actually install it together. And I haven't done this yet, so we'll probably make some mistakes together along the way, but that's all part of the learning process. So what I'm going to do now is open up the Java help page on the Oracle website. And this is generally a very good resource to have because it answers lots of different questions about your installation. So if you don't have the same version of Mac OS as I do, this might be able to help you with some of the issues. So I'll just mention here, in case your browser looks a bit different to mine, that I'm using Google Chrome. This shouldn't really affect your instructions, but it may affect where your downloaded files appear. So just bear that in mind as we go through this. Now, we've already checked this, but I'm going to go ahead and go to the link that asks how do I know I have Java installed on my Mac? And basically this just goes over again the instructions that we already talked about. It also notes another way you can check, which is looking in your Applications and Utilities folder on your Mac to see if you have Java installed there. But spoilers, we don't. So what we're going to do now is install Java for Mac, and to do that we'll look at the Java installation instructions, which takes us to this page. I should also say that you don't need to be writing down these links. They're provided in the text that accompanies this video. This is more just meant to guide you through, and you can use the links as you need them. All right, I'm going to zoom in a bit again. So here is our installation guide, which is great, and it tells us this is the Java version 8 and above, and I think we only needed 1.6 to run the HYPATIA software. Let's check. Yeah, 1.6. So this is above and beyond. And let's just check the system requirements first. So you can see that we need an Intel-based Mac. We need administrator privileges. Now, this is very important. If the computer you're using for the ATLAS Masterclass is not your own, then please do not install anything on it without the owner's permission. In fact, I would ask that if you are going to try and do this installation yourself, then you have the owner or administrator sit with you whilst you do it, and just make sure that they agree. Okay. So the first thing in the instruction list is to download the package file. And if we zoom out again, you might be wondering where that file is. Sneakily, it's up here in the download tab. So I'm going to open this in a new tab just so we still have this for reference. Okay. So we're going to download this here. And you can see that for Google Chrome, the download appears in the bottom left-hand corner. And when that's done, I can just click on it. But if you aren't using Chrome and you just want to make sure, you can also open a Finder window and go to Downloads, and you can see the .dmg file there. And double-click it. And we can see that another Finder window has popped up, and this has a package file in it. And this package file is what we're gonna run to install Java. So let's double click that. And again, this is going to ask you for your the administrator password. So make sure you get the permission of the owner and administrator of the computer before you install anything. So I'm just going to pop my password in here. Okay. So we have another window popped up. Install Java. What is this? So this is basically just telling you that we only want to use this for personal use. So this, we don't need to worry about that. Let's just click install. And you can see it's installing. Okay. It says we're good. So let's see if we can see Java now. So one of the methods that was mentioned is opening your system preferences and looking for the coffee icon. And if we do that, we see it. It's this little coffee cup in the bottom here. Great. And then if you click it, then it'll bring you up to a control window, but we don't need to worry about that in this video. All right, very good. Now we have Java installed, we can get on with installing HYPATIA and doing some exciting physics during the masterclass.